So everyone's pretty much going to be talking about this phone gimbal. This is the DJI Osmo Mobile 7. And honestly, it is a really great phone gimbal, and we're going to talk about that in this video. But really, I wanted to take it from the perspective of travel vlogging, because I've been really enjoying traveling a lot lately. And sometimes I just overlook my iPhone in favor of things like the DJI Osmo Pocket or even my Lumix S9. But I think there's something special about this gimbal, and we're going to cover exactly what makes it special in this video. So how exactly is this the best travel companion for your new iPhone? Well, in my mind, it comes down to three things: compactness, usability, and reliability. So let's go ahead and find out exactly how the DJI Osmo Mobile 7P fits all of those categories. Now, before we get into all the really cool fancy features that the Osmo Mobile 7P is capable of, I thought I'd go ahead and point out some of the finer details that really make this gimbal unique. I'm really impressed with the small details of this Osmo Mobile 7 gimbal, and I'm gonna show you guys now from this perspective, but I have it set up right here. As you can see, there's my iPhone, and it's sitting down on a tripod, and that's because it has a built-in quarter 20 to the bottom of the Osmo Mobile 7. That's such a great touch, because a lot of times maybe those little feet on the tripod, while being great, they're not always sufficient. You wanna bring it up a little higher, you wanna use a tripod. Well, I have here my little Ulanzi tripod, and there it is, right on top. Another thing that's really cool is that the feet of the Osmo Mobile 7 are built into the gimbal itself, which makes it a lot smaller of a profile if you want to pack it away and put it in a backpack, which is gonna make it, again, really great for travel. The only goofy thing about this for me is that the feet, in order to fit inside the handle of the gimbal, needed to be a little bit small. Not necessarily the worst thing, but if you are using it in uneven terrain, which I have been doing from time to time, it can get a little bit unsteady, but I feel like that is a small trade-off for the convenience and the compactness of having the feet built into the gimbal. So one of the main concerns I have when I'm filming with my iPhone and traveling is killing the battery, and I'm sure you guys can sympathize with that. Well, this gimbal has a nice little detail that I want to show you guys. So all you got to do is plug in a little USB-C into the gimbal itself. You plug the other end into your iPhone, and it acts as a backup battery source. And again, it gives me less anxiety about actually using my iPhone, because things like that Blackmagic app and shooting in ProRes really do drain the battery. And frankly, when I'm traveling, I need this thing for GPS because I never know where I am. Now, this next thing is probably my favorite feature about the Osmo 7P, even though it's kind of a small thing. Listen, we're filming with our iPhones, you know, we're already kind of stepping down from a camera level quality like what's filming me right now, but that doesn't mean that we have to have bad audio. What's really cool about this is because it's a DJI device, you can pair it directly with these DJI mini mics. All you really need to do is connect a USB-C cable to the little sensor here at the bottom of this gimbal, and then you can pair it directly to these mini mics that DJI makes. For vlogging or filming a talking head setup, this is just going to be way more convenient. And not only does it work in the Mimo app, but it also works in other apps like the Blackmagic app if that's something that you prefer. So yeah, good audio is really simple with the 7P. And just to show you guys that it does work, you are now listening to the mini mics through the gimbal, which you guys can see in this angle, and then into my iPhone. So I didn't have to do any post-processing to make this work. It all just syncs up naturally. It's pretty great. Now, obviously, one of the biggest selling points of this gimbal is that it's going to do the whole AI tracking thing. However, this one's doing it probably the best that I've seen. One of the major things for me is that it actually is retaining the composition. A lot of these gimbals will just center frame your face, which is honestly not that useful. It gives you about a mile of headroom, but this allows you to retain whatever composition you start with, but you can also change it. So if I do this little field goal symbol, I can move over here now, and then I can do it again. Now it's got me again, so now I should be framed to the right-hand side or the left-hand side. I'm not sure what you guys are seeing. I think frame left. And it's able to keep me in. And not only that, to me, it's probably the smoothest tracking that I've seen. I've used it on a few different things. In fact, when we were at the Wilson Film Lab, I was using it to track Nick as he was talking, and I don't know, it seemed pretty dang fluid to me, at least as far as AI tracking gimbals go. It's really up to you guys. How do you think the tracking looks? Let me know in the comments. To me, this is probably the best one I've used. And the magic of the Osmo Mobile 7 can pretty much be chalked up to this. This is their little sensor bar that attached to the bottom of your phone. And it's utilizing ActiveTrack 7.0, which is next generation DJI tracking. And I feel like that's probably why it seems so reliable and so smooth. But there's other things about this as well that you might want to know. It does have a little built-in light, and you're able to toggle between different Kelvin temperatures as well as brightness, depending on what lighting situation you find yourself in. And lastly, it does pop off and it can actually be flipped around. So if you want to track yourself in a selfie orientation, you can do that as well. Now I'm going to show you guys a few of the different gesture controls you can do with the Osmo Mobile 7, which I find is extremely useful if you're filming on your own, which I often am with YouTube. So first thing is, if you do a peace sign, it'll flash yellow and it'll start recording on the device. You can do this in the Blackmagic app, which is what I'm doing, or the Osmo Mobile app, or whatever you want to do. Also, if you do a stop hand, now it'll start tracking me. And you'll notice that it's keeping the composition of wherever I was standing when I started the tracking. That's because I have that enabled. You can toggle that off if you want to. Now, if I want to recompose myself for any reason, I can do a little field goal post, do it again. And now I should be framed on one of the thirds rather than in the center, which I was previously composed in. I don't know, I think you guys can see why this would be particularly useful if you're filming on your own. So this will be interesting to test out. I'm having to use the regular camera app because my Blackmagic app with the 5x zoom isn't working. It's actually freaking out for some reason. But I wanted to try out if a 5x zoom shot was even reasonably possible. So, is it working? Oh, it is working. Okay, this is interesting. I'm not sure how well it's following me. I'm in the medium follow speed. With a 5x, you might want to set it to be more responsive, but this is a pretty cool idea for a shot that I normally wouldn't try filming on my own, but with this gimbal, it kind of gives me the confidence to do something a little bit more unique. Honestly, if I was filming this in slow motion, this could be probably a pretty great shot of me walking around in this really cool desert scene. Now, ActiveTrack 7.0 brings a lot of really cool intelligent features to this setup, but one thing that I really noticed is that in the Mimo app, it recognizes faces really well. A white box appears on screen around your face, and with a simple tap, you can lock onto a subject. Even when someone else enters the frame, the tracking seems to stay impressively locked in. And for all of our pet lovers out there, the Mimo app also seems to recognize pets. So if you're trying to get some really cool shots of your little puppers, well, the Osmo 7P has you covered. And honestly, one of the best things about DJI and the Osmo Mobile 7 is that it's really beginner friendly. You have different things in there like one-touch editing if maybe you're not the best editor, but you still want to have kind of a fun video from your vacation that you recorded on your iPhone. Or maybe you want to learn even more in-depth ways to utilize your phone gimbal. Well, the DJI Mimo app has a lot of great beginner tutorials to help you better understand this product. I think that's what kind of makes DJI stand out from the pack. They've really oriented this thing to make sure that you're getting the most out of this product. Not to mention all the other things that make it useful, like of course the feet that pop up into the gimbal itself, or even the extension rod if you want to get it a little bit farther from your face. I think overall in using the Osmo Mobile 7P, it's just really shown me that it probably is the best phone companion if you're trying to get the most out of your iPhone, whether you're a solo filmmaker or you just want to vlog your family vacations, it pretty much has you covered. So personally, I found that the DJI Osmo Mobile 7P just hit all of the marks. It's very compact, super reliable, and easy to use. And I think all these things combined make it a great companion for your iPhone if you're doing things like vlogging or trying to capture some really cool B-roll while you're on the go. And that's all without adding a ton of bulk to your setup, which when you're carrying everything in a backpack, I think that's super important. But these are just my thoughts. What are yours? Definitely let me know down below in the comments. If you want to see me review the predecessor of this gimbal, the Osmo Mobile 6, I have a whole video about it right here, so you can click on that to learn more. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, guys.